How do I turn this thing on? Hello to whoever may be watching this. I don't know who you are, but I'm going to assume that you've taken a little bit of an interest in what's happening here. Let me start. I'm a PhD decorated psychologist who has traveled the globe looking for the most wild and bewildering and frankly unkempt people when it comes to adjusting to society in a natural fashion or manner. Just people who are very stunted in growth. And in all of my years, I'm stuck on this case. Some call me the master of unraveling. Some call me the master of the insane. But you don't need to call me either of those names. You can just call me Dr. Jones instead. And I am pleased to meet your acquaintance. It started a couple weeks ago when I got a complaint from a nearby tenant's office just south of here. It was excuse me, I'm not very familiar on camera. It was an apartment building just south of here, and there was this man who kept harassing the employees, who kept harassing other tenants. He was being a very big nuisance to those around him. He was frankly wild, and at least that's what she told me over the phone, so I was interested. She made it sound like a very big deal, and little did I know what I was really getting myself into here. The tenants said they could hear him screaming through the walls, right? Something, he would just keep yelling, right? Not stopping sometimes at night. He was like a ghost in the building. He would just yell, "Freaky, freaky, freaky," over and over again. It was odd and bewildering. So I decided to take him in. I've seen freaks like this before. In person, he doesn't scare me too much. After I heard his condition and how he was in, I realized that this job would involve capture and containment, like most do in my line of work. I heard him ramble on about his love of Subway catering, and I just said I had a whole box of chocolate chunk cookies in the back of my truck, and he followed me, right? He with no regard to his own safety. It was like luring a person in. I just promised him something. I promised him a vice, and he came along. But anyways, now he's in my care. I currently have him in my lab in a contained environment, and I've set up the same environment, or the same sort of environment he was used to before, to hold him off from trying to escape too much. Sadly, I've had to, especially in the early stages, like with most of my patients, treat the man like a pet. I have to keep him in a lab. I have to keep him isolated. I have to give him tools that he will be comfortable with using and that were familiar in his older environment, of which I lured him away from. He's an interesting person, if I could even call him that. Sometimes I'll see him at night. He's doing things that I don't know if regular people do them, but he has everything that a person should have. We're gonna pick him apart, and we're gonna sort of unbox him. It's been very tough so far, but we're getting closer to something, hopefully. How do I turn this damn thing off?
This film is not intended for distribution.